Alright guys, this is part 2 of our lesson on graphing quadratic inequalities. In this video we will focus on the two-variable type of inequality, meaning not only x but also y. And remember, that's the key to letting you know that this will be the type where we shade in. For example, look at this. See how this is all shaded in? That's what we do, like looking at number 6, when we have a y value and an x value, as opposed to problems like number 1 and 2, where we only had x values, no y value. Alright, so for those, we just turn the solutions into a number line, shown here in blue, and we write our answer in interval notation. But notice there's no shading, it's all just a line. Okay, so now focusing on problem number 7, please understand with the y value we will be shading. So let's see, x squared minus 6x plus 12. Okay, so x squared minus 6x plus 12. Okay, let me scroll up. Whoa, I didn't have to go very far at all. So 1 comma 7 is the first value that will fit. 1 comma 7. Alright, so let's go ahead and graph that. Alright, so 1 comma 7 is right there. And after that, it goes 4 and 3. Okay, so here's 4, and here is 3. After that is 4 and 7. Okay, so you can see the parabola happening right here between these 5 points that we've graphed. Let's go ahead and draw the parabola. Alright, so there's our parabola. But this is a shading problem, and you know that because of the y is here. So, and also focus on the fact that this was less than or equal to. Because of that, we drew the parabola with a nice solid line, alright, indicating that the border is part of the solution set. If this had been just less than, I would have drawn the parabola as a dotted line to show that the parabola itself, the border, is not part of the solution set. But now, above or below is the question that we need to ask ourselves. Okay, so as I look at this symbol right here, I see that this is a less than or equal to symbol. So I am thinking below. Okay, so if I were to pick my vertex, all right, and now here I am on the vertex. If I go below the vertex, that puts me on this side, the outside of the parabola. All right, that means that this must be the below side of the parabola, and that's what we want because it's less than. So that means I'm going to shade in this part of the parabola. I mean, you know, this part of the plane. Okay, so I'm going to shade in all of this out here. Okay, so I'm not going to make you watch this whole time while I'm shading in, but you get the idea. I would shade all this stuff, all this up here too. Alright, so there you go. This is the solution set shown here in yellow, and it includes the border is part of the solution set. Alright, so that was it for number 7. Okay, let's slide across and look at number 8. Alright, so first we have to graph the points. Oops, no. Minus 8x minus 9. All right, so there's the equation of the border parabola. Let's take a look and see what we've got. Those numbers are really big. Let's see if I can get back into reason. Okay, so it looks like I'm only going to have a few points this time. So -4, comma, -9. Okay, -4, comma, -9 would be right here. -3, comma, -3. Okay, that would be right here. Okay, -2, -1, and -1, -3. Zero, -9. Okay, that's plenty enough to show me where this parabola is. All right, so there is our parabola. Now, will we shade above or below? All right, do not think inside, outside. That will steer you wrong. You need to think above or below. Well, this is less than, so we're going to shade below. Oh yeah, one thing, I almost messed up. Because this is less than, not less than or equal to, I need to show that the border is not included by making this parabola a dotted line. All right, that's better. Now, less is below, so I need to shade below this parabola. Now, is that going to be zone 1 or zone 2? Which one of those is below the parabola? Zone 1 or zone 2? I'm hoping you were saying zone 2, people, because if you put your pencil on the vertex, okay, and we want to go below, we all agree with that, going below would mean going down like this. And clearly, if I go down from the vertex, below the vertex, that puts me inside the parabola. So that's the part that I would have to shade. All right, so this would be the solution set for this parabola. Okay, so that is it for problem number 8. Let's take a look at number 9. All right. I see the y value, so I'm definitely shading. Let's get some points. Negative x squared minus 6x minus 12. Negative x squared minus 6x minus 12. Let's take a look. All right, I like to start from the top. Okay, so the first point that will fit is -5, -7. So let's graph that. Okay, -5, -7. Okay. After that, it's -4, -3. Okay, so there's -4, and then there's -3. After that, it's -4 and -7. Okay, so let's draw our parabola right here. Will I be drawing a solid parabola or a dotted parabola today? Dotted, right? This will be a dotted parabola, or dashed, if you will, because there's no equal to line under it. And there you go. Let's see, so will I shade above or below this time? Seems like they're all below. Less is below. And this is a less than sign, so I will shade below the graph. So once again, I recommend starting on the vertex and going below, okay? So that means going down, which clearly puts me in the interior, and so that's what I will then shade off camera. Okay, so this would be the solution set right here for problem number 9. Okay, let's check out problem number 10. All right, I see the y value, so I can look forward to shading and coloring in some zones, either inside or outside the parabola. I need to graph that parabola. Let's consult the TI-30 XS multi-view. Okay, off the charts, gotta scroll down. Okay, 1,8 is the first value that fits. So let's graph that. Okay, so 1,8 fits. After that, it's 5 and 4. So there's 5 and then 4. And then 5 and 8. Okay, so let's graph this parabola. Wait, shall I use a solid line or a dotted line to graph the parabola? Let me scroll back up there. Whoa, too far. See how this has the or equal to part under it? That tells us that the border should be included in the solution, because that's where it's equal to the function. Okay, so we'll make this a solid line to show that the parabola border is included in the solution set. And there it is. Now, will we be shading above or below this evening? Well, this is greater than, and greater than is shaded above. Okay, above the parabola. Okay, so if I want to do that, then start off on the vertex and go above the parabola. Okay, above will clearly put me on the inside of the parabola in this particular problem. So that is where I will shade the solution region. That guy was scary. Where did he come from? All right, so this is the solution region for number 10. And that is it. That is the last problem of the lesson. So I'm pretty sure, yep. I hope it was helpful, you guys. I will see you on the next video.